Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga. Today we're going to be talking about a difficult topic, let's say, and it's going to be foundation. It's not only going to be about foundation, it's about undertones and mixed undertones. What the heck is that? I have a couple of videos on my channel where we discussed some certain undertones for certain types of people, how to identify your undertone. Unfortunately, there is a difference between regular undertone and some people, they do have different undertones for different parts of their body, and that is so crazy. That was the main reason why I couldn't understand where I use like neutral undertone foundation, but it doesn't blend into my skin. And I have a little bit of olive undertone down to my neck, and I'd say that I have green wrists, so the veins on my wrist are green, but I do have a little bit of blue at the same time. So it gets to the point where I have no idea what kind of undertone I actually have, because I have blue, I have green, I have a little bit of green, but in the outer parts of my face I have yellowy kind of like warm complexion. And it is absurd. I did add a little bit of concealer from LA Girl, but it's not the point here. The point is that it's discolorating. For the under eye area, I have some small discoloration. The veins, like you can call it dark circle, it's some sort of like bruises, but it's not it. I can cover this pretty well, but it's given a little bit of blue, especially in this area. Like a little bit of blue, not that much green. This part, like my neck, is literally given a little bit of olive, a little bit of green, but it's not as green as for some foundations that I purchased. Like purchasing green undertone, olive undertone foundations, it's difficult because it's given a lot of green. I have green eyes. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's brown. It's just, yeah, it's changing. That is the main reason why I guess I have this problem with choosing the undertone, where sometimes I have neutral and sometimes it's a little bit of olive. My skin over my neck is different from my face. My face is given a little bit more neutral, let's say, undertone. My neck and definitely my hands, they're given olive and they're given a little bit of green, but it's not as much as probably some other people that I know, because you literally can spot green veins, green olive undertone. So this is an issue, this is a problem we're going to be solving today. I have a cool CATRICE HD liquid coverage foundation, liquid coverage 2. I'm not really sure what kind of shade this is, but it's for warm, I guess. It's more like not even for neutral, but it's given more warm undertone than neutral. It does really match my skin pretty well, but I do have a problem in this area, my jawline. And I watched a video from a professional makeup artist where she told in this video that you can have discoloration, you can have like cool tone under eye area, and in your jawline, on your perimeter of your forehead, you can actually face a problem with cool or warm undertone, or maybe like olive undertone. This is an issue for me because I do have a little bit of, blue underneath my eyes, the cool tone basically. And I do actually have a little bit of like blue veins, but at the same time I have olive undertone, and then the perimeter, outer perimeter of my face, I have a little bit of neutral, because when I did a swatch in one of my old videos where I had neutral foundation, this was given the swatch for the jawline and down to my neck. It was looking really good. It was seamless on camera, but unfortunately later on it turned out that I have a huge discoloration. Another problem that I see among influencers like Jacqueline Hill or Naked Tutorials, they have the same issue and the same problem, where foundations are limited and they're given a lot of yellow, a lot of orange, even if you try to choose it with your right shade. So it's always going to be a dilemma and a problem. That's why I introduced some color corrector in my routine. And it's super important to keep in mind the fact that sometimes you can have mixed undertone. And I described this a minute ago. Stick foundation it's soft ivory, and a lot of this, stick foundations, they're super oily and they're for dry skin. I have dry skin over my cheeks, so I would add a little bit of this foundation from time to time, not always. I can add this in my cheeks, but I have quite oily skin over my forehead, as most of us do, and a little bit oily T-zone area. That's why I would go with my matte foundation from CATRICE. You can play with two different foundations, two different types of foundation. Another really cool product I have from Essence. I really love this product because it's not as yellow and it's not as orange as this product. It's basically for warm. This one is for neutral, more neutral. It's lighter color. The color is 13. It's Soft Touch Mousse Foundation, color 13. I don't know if you get other options because this was the lightest shade, I guess, in the market and in the shop. And then this one is 2. Probably you have 1, but I did not see a 1 option. No olive undertone foundations. I actually go to my Essence Skin Lovin Concealer. This one is for neutral undertone and it goes seamless and perfectly well with my under eye area. Though I have a little bit of coolness underneath my eyes, but just it's not the point. It's looking seamless with the rest of the face. I'm gonna show you the circle. Let's say the circle with foundation, like not with colors. This is the colors that are going to neutralize each other. If you have cool tone foundation, then you're going to introduce to this color a little bit of warmth, like yellow and maybe orangey shade. If you have the problem with too warm foundation as this one, then you're going to introduce something purplish, maybe bluish color. And this is going to be from my Camouflage Makeup Revolution palette. Mainly what I'm going to be talking is I'm going to at first neutralize this warm color, a little bit of yellow and orange, and then we are going to add a little bit of green to match the rest of my body, the rest of this olive skin tone. I'm going to be focusing this really close to my jawline just because this is the main discoloration that is happening, but you can see that my neck is a little bit different color than my actual face. So we're going to start with mixing some colors. I'm going to start doing this foundation over my forehead like that. So I want to show you what is going to happen if you add a little bit of this purple from the palette. We're going to try to mix it, and you can see that this purple is literally neutralizing yellowness. Look at that. The color is so good. It's more like neutral. That's why sometimes it's better to add a little bit of blue. Even if you have warm undertone, like neutral undertone, adding a little bit of purple is not bad because you're neutralizing too much warmness in your foundation, but it's still going to be for neutral undertone. It's seamless. Look at that. It's so good. Now we're going to this part. That much of my foundation. And let's use my finger to add a little bit of this purple on my face. And I'm going to mix this with my brush, add a little bit of color, and buff this over my face. Look at that. It's instantly taken off yellowness from my foundation. Moving to a little bit different step. I'm going to need the same palette, and now to make sure that it's actually matching the rest of my face, the rest of my neck, I'd say, I'm going to add a little bit of this green. It's given still a little bit of like darkness because I feel like we did take off a little bit of warmth, but this foundation is light coverage. It's like a little bit darker for my complexion. The color of complexion is a little bit darker, though it does not contain as much warmth, as much yellow as it used to. I'm going to grab the green color and then just add this to my foundation. Like that, really close to my jawline. I don't want to really like bring this up to my under eye area, and then we're just adding a little bit of green to my foundation. By the way, with concealers you don't really have that much of an issue. You don't really have neutral undertone, but it's like super light. It goes well with olive undertone, it goes well with neutral undertone, especially this super fair color Best Skin Ever Sephora concealer. The question that I believe I can get, is what do you do if you add this color down to your neck so it does look seamless? I feel like I love turtlenecks. I love wearing maybe like some t-shirts and shirts, and when I apply this over my neck, I get this issue and problem with getting messy, like with getting my foundation over my t-shirts and shirts, and you know, that's an issue for me. So I don't really use foundation down to my neck. I try to make sure that it looks seamless over my face so I wouldn't have an issue with my neck. I have this all matte shine control powder. This is banana shade. It's for neutral undertone skin. It doesn't have anything for olive undertone, and I go to this powder actually, and it does look really good with the rest of my face if I have no foundation on, and just using this as my mattifying base. it's still gonna discolorate from the rest of my face if I have foundation on. Okay, I'm gonna set my face with this powder. By the way, if you feel like it's given too much shade, like too much yellowness, warmth, and the same thing works with powders. You can always go to a little bit of green or a little bit of blue if you feel like your powder is going crazy. I'm gonna add a little bit of this green powder in case you feel like it, and then just add a little bit on top like that. We're not doing anything crazy, but you can skip it. It's just gonna match the rest of my neck much better, like seamless. We're finally back with the final result. I love this routine. It does look good. It does look seamless, and I love it. I want to know your opinion. What do you think about this video? What do you think about this sort of tutorial? And one more point that I really want to address is if you have warm skin and you add bronzer, it looks good, but it might warm up your skin even more, and you're gonna discolor from the rest of your body even more. So you can go to contour. Like contour is the shade that's going to be a little bit grayish, a little bit like softer, and I am wearing contour right now with a little bit additional of blush. But if you are a cool tone person, then this might create dullness over your face, and it's always better to go to a bronzer because you're lacking a little bit of yellow, you're lacking a little bit of, you know, warmth in your complexion. So if you have super warm complexion, it's always good to go to a sculptor because it's going to tone down this yellowness, it's going to tone down this, like neutralize it a little bit. But bronzer is optional as well. But if you're a cool tone person, it's not a good option to go to a sculptor because it's going to create the dullness of your face even more. Hands on, guys, experiment, try this out. I hope this video was really helpful for all of you because we covered a lot of things in today's video, and love you all, guys, and I hope I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye bye.